Guys, welcome back. A lot of you guys have been writing in with samples of your art, which I am happy to go over. It's the kind of thing where I look at what you do and do my best to guide you in a way that will only help improve what you do. I may point out a few things that you could really work on, but there's nothing cruel, there's nothing mean about it. There's just plain honesty with an edge towards making you want to go back to the drawing board after you hear this stuff and work even harder. I'm going to do two critiques every live stream, okay? And the first one is by a guy that I know well, who's been actually taking lessons from me for quite a while. And he's very determined to improve through a repetition of the basics, which he's always working towards. His name is Tony Figueroa, and these are his paintings up here that we're going to show you one by one. The first one that I'm going to go over is this one right here, the black and white one. Tony's done a very good job of capturing human anatomy. He's obviously been working hard at it. And he's obviously going for a grayscale look, which is just without color, in other words. And he's put kind of a halftone effect in the background. The little figure here where the guy is leaping is a very nice gesture. So if we have a close-up of that stuff, it's going to be very effective. This is obviously through the eye of some kind of reptile, I would guess. And it's a very smart way of doing it. He's progressed very nicely, and only because of how hard he works at it. This is something he did that features Nexus. He's a Nexus fan, and he likes to include the character in some of his pieces. This is his color work right here. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. I think the things that really stand out is his color scheme, especially the blue ground versus the orange flames around Nexus. And that's always a great way to really make something stand out, is by using complementary colors, which is just another word for opposites. I think there could be something done with this figure right here. To me, when somebody's being blasted, it's kind of like the Kirby effect that we've been talking about here, which is there's so much less to see, and because of that, it becomes all the more powerful. So what I would have done here is kind of bleach this guy out to show that he's being bombarded by light. This one down here is another one by Tony right here. It's a little congested as far as detail everywhere. If you kind of squint at it, it's a little hard to read, but if you look into it a little closer, you can read everything that's going on. But it indicates to me just how hard he's been practicing to learn all the things that we all had to learn ourselves to be good enough to get in the field. And I think if Tony keeps working at it, he's going to find a place in the professional ranks has been working so hard to get into. So good job, Tony, and all this stuff right here. The final one, number 2 for the day, is by a guy named Joey, and this is what he sent in to get looked over by the dude here. The first one is a watercolor painting with some color pencils and ink thrown in, and the second one is acrylic, so he's doing different mediums here. The final one is just pen nibs and a brush on watercolor paper using black paint, probably ink. This one right here, I think it suffers from a oversaturation of red. In a case where color is so intense, I think the background especially could be reduced in color. In other words, take some of the color out of it, or at least kind of use maybe a complement like a light green kind of a thing to really make her stand out. All in all, he's doing a very good job right here with a very difficult medium that we know is watercolor. This one right here suffers from not enough value contrast, because obviously if you squint at this, you just see pretty much a mass of gray, kind of a middle gray. And due to that, the things that he wants to stand out more aren't able to be red. And the things that I assume he does want red are the two things right here that are the two creatures. One is a girl, and the other is a wizard of some kind, or some kind of an animal. But these are the places to put the light schemes on here. Say if there was a light coming in and just hitting her, either from the back, her whole back would be lit up, and some of the light coming from this direction would hit him too. So you can localize your value contrast by imagining a spotlight coming down. This is the way movies are made. They bring a cinematographer in, and just a fancy word for a lighting guy, and they light the scene so that everything you want to see can be seen, and everything you don't want to see, say like a bad guy in a dark alley, you can't see him at all. But you see him just enough. And I think that's the trick with learning what to focus and what to keep in the dark. So here's a nice thing with a Rocketeer that he's got with the Rocketeer's girlfriend, Betty. This one's kind of nice. I can tell he's working hard at different things. You know, I hate to recommend this because it's such a cliche, but anyone who's not involved in a life drawing class probably needs to be. I've been lucky enough to finally have a model to come in and draw from that I've shown you on the times that she's been in, and it's there's nothing quite like it. And the reason it's different is because I had to figure this out. It's because when you're looking at a real thing, your eyes are kind of like telescopic. It's kind of like in stereo, and you can see, you have a sense of form that goes around in an actual dimensional sense. Working from something like this would be a flat surface right here. And when you're looking at somebody in real life, which he was, as he painted this, this was a young lady standing in front of various accoutrements. And you can see how well she stands out because she's basically a light against a dark. So that's what I would recommend for Joey here to work on in his own art. In fact, I would like to see him redo this piece right here, or at least paint over it. It's acrylic, so he could do that by just lighting her up from whatever direction he wants, the front, the back, whatever, the side, and light this guy up too. If he doesn't want to, if you don't want to light him up too much and keep him dark, make all this area mostly black, but just enough to show that he's there. And that's what creates a mystery. I want to thank everyone who's tuned in for today. I think I covered everything that I needed to. It's been great to see your letters coming in. Keep those coming. They provide all the kind of right feedback that I want to give you guys based on anything that I may know that could help your journey out a little better and a little less painful. So I'm Steve Root. I'll see you next time for some more cool stuff. Take care.